Well, Raw was a show. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Raw was a show. Hello, Lucas. Hello, Louie. um, yeah, I liked the main event. I did like the main event, and obviously, I'm very interested to see where this whole Dolph Ziggler thing is going. Is Dolph a face? I guess I thought he was going to come out to maybe try helping Theory, but obviously not. I just don't know what direction it's going, and it begs the even bigger question. Hold on a second. it it begs a bigger question. Where's Bobby Roode? Where is Bobby Roode? I don't know. Sorry, I just got to respond to something here. So, Postal Pete, hello, and Johnny Dog, thank you very much for following. Greatly appreciated. Johnny Bell, is that Bellfly? Beefly? Johnny Beefly, thank you for following. Getting some new followers in here, greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, the opening segment was great. I loved the back and forth between Brock and Paul Heyman. And then Theory coming out and doing his thing. I don't quite understand the whole thing with Alpha Academy, but I guess they needed somebody to get beat up. So that was good. I didn't see most of the show because my wife and I decided to go out for a little while tonight. And I wasn't paying attention. I recorded it, so I will watch it back tomorrow while at work, because I'm fortunate enough to have a job where I can actually do that. Could have turned it off in the first 20 minutes. Yeah. I did see the end of the 6-man match, the Street Profits and R-Truth against Usos and Omos, which made no sense to me. I saw the back and forth between Judgment Day and the Mysterios before the match started, and that was pretty much it until the main event. So, from everything that I was reading and everything it looked like, it was not a very good show. And I don't know if they just kind of gave up on trying to push it, or creatively, if they don't know what in the world they're doing. I'm not quite sure. I mean, there are things that just don't make sense. But I don't know. Was it Bruce Pritchard booking? I mean, everything I've heard is it's still, business as usual. Okay, Johnny Belly's got a very interesting question here. Do you think AEW will ever overthrow WWE? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they are actually going to coexist. Even with everything that's going on with Vince McMahon right now, I really don't think that WWE is going anywhere. I think Vince may disappear eventually. Yeah, Terry, you're right. Vince won't let it happen as long as he has anything to do with WWE. And Nick Khan certainly won't let anything happen. I think they're here for the long haul. Obviously, changes could end up happening, different things could end up happening, but it will. It's really hard for a company that's only been around for 3 years to overtake a company that has been at it for over 40. It really is. We've seen it happen before, where others have tried. Yeah, it just, we could see some mass changes coming very soon. I am absolutely shocked that we have not heard any reports of the networks or sponsors or anything from the business side basically telling WWE, you need to get Vince needs to step away. Now, this could be happening and we're just not hearing reports, but there are obviously people that are sharing secrets from within WWE from the corporate level. I believe it is somebody on the board of directors that is leaking all of this information. There is somebody high up internally that is leaking all this information to Wall Street Journal and whatever else. Louis, where did you see that there's another law firm? I mean, I know there's multiple law firms investigating WWE, primarily the board of directors. Was there a report of another one? I hadn't seen anything, but we had a busy day at work today, so I wasn't really able to spend a lot of time watching, checking out Twitter today and whatnot. So if there were any, medium-sized news stories, oh, Fightful had it. Okay, so let me do this. Let me go. Let me see if they have something on their Patreon or was it on their Twitter. Do I think the Street Profits are going to win? I don't think they are. I think they are really pushing for this breakup of the team, and I think they're just going to run with it. I really do, which would be very disappointing because there really isn't another team out there that that really could challenge right now the Usos. There's more NXT signings too. See, like I said, I've been kind of heavily out of the loop today with things, so I'm just getting caught up right now. Let me see. Oh, Fightful Select had a story about the Wall Street Journal reporters that have been working on the Vince McMahon story. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through Fightful's Twitter right now. Here we go. Okay, I found the story. About the law firm. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Cascella Law LLC is investigating WWE on behalf of investors. The investigation is focusing on whether WWE or its company's officers, directors violated the securities laws or breached their fiduciary duties. Let's see. They are let's see. Cascella Law LLC is a shareholder protection law firm, and it is focusing on whether WWE and or the company's officers and directors violated the securities laws or breached their fiduciary duties in connection with the alleged misconduct by Vince McMahon. So this is going even deeper. This is what, 3, maybe 4 law firms now that are um, pursuing this, that are investigating. The WWE board of directors, or what is left of it at this point in time, is going to have to make some difficult decisions. And the problem again is, we discussed this a couple of days ago, and it's pretty much been confirmed from multiple reports that I've seen that the WWE board of directors, their hands are kind of tied when it comes to Vince McMahon, because he holds the majority voting stake. He still is the majority, the majority stockholder. So he owns, he holds majority voting rights within the board. So the board of directors is pretty much powerless with forcing Vince McMahon out. Now, I know there have got to be ways for them to be able to do some sort of a power play, because I've heard of those things happening before. Obviously, we've seen it in movies too, where I think, honestly, I think the only way it can happen, 2 things can happen. One, if there are criminal charges brought up against Vince McMahon, which I don't think will happen in this case. Or second, if there is a legitimate offer made to purchase WWE, the purchaser could require that Vince McMahon is removed from everything WWE. And the board of directors could vote on that. And whatever voting rights Vince McMahon would have would be shot down. Now, I don't know if I'm 100% correct on this. I don't understand, I don't know much about business law. But I've seen these kind of things happen before when there have been takeover attempts, purchase attempts by companies to purchase another company, that they can basically strong arm a board of directors to do something like this. At this point in time, honestly, I don't think WWE would be getting many suitors right now, because there is so much negative press around the company because of what's going on. Conventional wisdom would say, yeah, somebody could come in and lowball the company right now, but they're not in that position quite yet. I think if another major bombshell gets dropped, which I'm still believing that, even though we've heard, 2 major stories, first the $3 million payoff from the affair, but now $12 million in hush money for what was obviously sexual harassment on many different levels. There's going to be an even bigger bombshell that's going to get dropped sometime in the next couple of weeks. The Wall Street Journal has been doing an incredible job on this story, but like I said before, just my thinking, I have no inside knowledge on this. I believe somebody within the board of directors is the one that is giving all of this information right now, which may be unethical in a way. It could be monetary suicide in a way, because if, stock prices plummet, which, we haven't taken a look at that lately. Let's take a look at where WWE stock prices are sitting today. I know on Friday when we had discussed this, take a look at Market Watch here. And it's down again. It's down another 1.25%, down to 62.75 after hours. It opened at $63.39 today. So it's down a couple of dollars since the very first report came out. So there hasn't been the dramatic drop in WWE stock prices, but there has been a drop. But like I said, there is definitely somebody on the inside that is providing all of this information right now, and most likely it is somebody within the board of directors, because they have knowledge of things that very few people would have knowledge of. If it's not somebody on the board of directors, it is definitely somebody extremely high up the food chain in WWE. Let's take a look at something here. I'm curious to see. I don't want to see the board of directors, but I want to see who are some of the higher up corporate executives within WWE. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see. When was this updated last? Trying to see. I don't know how current this is. No, that's not current. I'm trying to find a current listing here. Let's see. We got board committee and charters. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Leadership. Yeah, it's interesting. They actually have not even updated their website. They still have Vincent Kennedy McMahon listed as the chairman and CEO. They have Stephanie listed as the chief brand officer. Obviously, we know Nick Khan is the president and chief revenue officer. Triple H, Paul Levesque, executive VP of global talent strategy and development, which I thought that job changed for him as well. Frank Riddick, who's the chief financial officer and chief administrative officer. Now, let's see. Let's take a look at Frank A. Riddick III. He previously served as a member of the WWE Board of Directors for more than 13 years, held the role of interim CFO in 2020. He oversees the financial planning and analysis, strategy, controllership, investor relations, tax, data analytics, technology, event travel, and facilities. Could that be somebody? Maybe. Yeah, there's got to be a better breakdown of not so much the corporate structure. Well, yeah, the corporate structure of WWE. Like I said, I don't need to see about the board of directors. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Wall Street Journal. This might be what I need. From the Wall Street Journal. Let's see. Data on the company executives is temporarily not available. Interesting. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now I found what I needed. All right. This is from Wall Street Journal. Again, I don't know when this was. Just looking at the executives, and I'm not going to name everybody, but I mean, there's got to be people in that executive branch that have been aware of what Vince has been doing. And let's see. Interesting note here. Kevin Dunn, executive producer and chief global whatever, chief global television distribution. He sold off 15,000 shares of his WWE stock back on May 27th at $66.70 per share for a value of just a shade over $1 million. May 27th, this was right around the time, well, just before that first report came out. Another one back on March 23rd, Bradley Bloom, the EVP of operations, sold off 9,800 shares at $60.14 per share for just a shade under $600,000. And that was right around the time that the board of directors was just beginning to do the investigation. So this is where all those queries about not insider trading kind of things, but just issues within the board of directors and the executive branch of WWE. So, and this is information that's available on Wall Street Journal markets, so I can see this, I can see that, who's been awarded stocks, who has sold off their stocks. I know there was a story, back in September of last year, Kevin Dunn sold off 23,500 shares of stock for $1.2 million. Kevin Dunn, getting rid of a whole bunch of his stock. What in the world is going on here with him? That's, in the course of 8 months. Let me just double check the numbers here. Yeah, 1.2. Yeah, he's sold almost $2.5 million worth of stock. What is going on with him? I don't know. Didn't quite think we were going to go down this rabbit hole with this tonight. So, all right. Let me go back on a couple of comments here on TikTok. What do I think the plan is for Dolph? I have no idea. Obviously, they're going to put him into some sort of a program with Theory, and I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe they're going to use the veteran Ziggler to help elevate Theory some more, but why? What are the motives unless it's Dolph Ziggler wants to get his hands on that contract? Maybe it has to do with the fact that Theory went to Seth Rollins for advice on cashing in when before Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31, Dolph Ziggler had one of the most memorable cash-ins when he cashed in on Alberto Del Rio. Remember that one? So I don't know. And we'll probably have to wait until next week, Monday, to find out, which gives them a week to figure out what they're going to do. Because quite honestly, I don't think they know what they're doing right now. Johnny, you're still not sure why Vince is in trouble. Okay, so basically, two different reports from the Wall Street Journal have come out. $15 million has been paid out by Vince McMahon. Hush money. The first one, $3 million to a former paralegal whom he was having a sexual relationship with. A woman that was hired at $100,000. And then all of a sudden, while she's having this relationship with Vince McMahon, her salary doubles to over $200,000. Big corporate red flag right there. And she signed a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. You may be hearing that term, NDA. And then this past Friday, the latest report that came out from Wall Street Journal was $12 million paid out to 4 different women, including one that was a former wrestler within WWE who had basically performed sexual favors for Vince McMahon. And when she decided she didn't want to anymore, she was demoted down to card, and then suddenly her contract was not renewed. And in 2018, she was paid $7.5 million to sign an NDA. And then there was, a WWE contractor that was paid. There was a former manager of 10 years that was paid $1 million. There was, I think it was the contractor that was paid a little over $1 million to sign an NDA because of some allegations of Vince McMahon sending unsolicited nude photos to her. Yeah, it's ugly. So that's why he's in trouble. One, it's not so much the hush money from the first one. It's the fact that this woman, while she was in a sexual relationship with Vince McMahon, received a massive pay raise within the company. That is a big corporate no-no. And obviously the fact that he is a married man, though multiple reports have come out saying that Vince and Linda have basically been separated for years. They are just married under the legal sense. That is all. But these latest ones, these are really damning towards Vince McMahon. I mean, first of all, if he's sending unsolicited, nude photos to someone, if someone that was under the employment of WWE, whether independent contract or whatever you want to consider them, somebody that was contracted to WWE, that their job was affected because they would not put into sexual pressure from the chairman and CEO, and eventually they lost their job because of it. That is a big no-no and is borderline criminal. I mean, you've got law firms looking into this for civil cases, so many other things. So, Johnny, that kind of answers your question right there in a nutshell. Okay. Hello, Roman. Good to see you tonight, buddy. How are you doing? Yeah. So and I've been saying this. I've been saying it for weeks since the first story came out. And obviously there was, going back to the paralegal, there was the report that As it's stated in the story, Vince McMahon handed her off like a toy to John Laurinaitis, which John Laurinaitis has now become the fall guy in that first story. He's become the scapegoat. Is on a temporary, they didn't call it a leave of absence. I forgot what they called it. But basically, he's done. He's done with WWE. Uh, there's going to be more people that go down because of this. The chips are going to start falling. And like I said before, I am shocked, absolutely shocked that we have not seen any reports anywhere of companies, businesses, whatever, saying either Vince McMahon needs to go or we are not doing business with World Wrestling Entertainment anymore. Maybe all that stuff is being kept hush hush right now. I don't know. I really don't know. So, all right. Yeah, we didn't go down the road I was expecting to go tonight, but that is okay. Sorry, I'm just getting caught up on a couple of messages here real quick. Trying to multitask here while I'm on. So, yeah, tomorrow night we've got NXT. We've got Mandy Rose defending her NXT Women's Championship against Roxanne Perez. I would not be shocked if Roxanne Perez ended up winning. But what is that going to mean for her tag team with Cora Jade? I really don't want to see them turn Cora Jade heel. Though on the independent scene, she did a really good job as a bad person. She really did. I was very impressed with things that she did on the indies, but I don't want to see that yet from her. I'm really hoping they don't go down that road yet. Lucas, you think Mandy's going to win? I just don't know. I don't think she is, because I think they're setting up for Toxic Attraction to move up to the main roster, either at SummerSlam or right after SummerSlam. Though, quite honestly, now Mandy Rose has been on the main roster already, but if I were Gigi Dolan or JC Jane, I don't know if I'd want to be on the main roster right now with all the crap that's going on. Quite honestly, it is. Yeah, eventually Nikita Lyons is going to win that championship. I mean, they're pushing her to the moon. They see her as their next big star. I don't think Roxanne Perez is long for NXT. Maybe through Survivor Series she'll be down there, but I wouldn't be surprised if she gets called up before the end of 2022. She's young, she's talented, she's already got great experience. Yeah, exactly, Lucas. She would have to change her hair color. She definitely would. I think if they get called up, they are going to move to, they would go to Raw, because they're not going to want to put Toxic Attraction on the same brand as Maximum Male Models. I think they would keep them far apart. They have nothing to do with each other, but I just think they would be on two separate brands. And there's been speculation that when the draft comes up, that Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are both going to move over to SmackDown, because obviously, being a married couple, they're going to do their best probably to keep them together. and moving them both over to SmackDown would be an interesting move. And if that's the case, maybe they hold off on bringing Toxic Attraction up until right around the draft, and then Gigi Dolan doesn't need to change her hair color then. That's just my thoughts. What's going to happen? Who knows? Don't know. But I'm going to be interested to see what they do with this match tomorrow night. I really am. I want to see the direction that they go. Or are they going to set up for Toxic Attraction to suddenly become the 3-time NXT Women's Tag Team Champions? Because much like the main roster, NXT, they've kind of painted themselves into a bad corner because you've put the tag team titles, the women's tag team titles, on a very popular team, but you also have one of the members of that team that is vying for the women's championship because they really don't. They have not done a good job of building up talent again for the championships. You could say the same thing about the NXT championship. They have not done a very good job of building up viable contenders for Braun Breaker. They did an okay job with Cameron Grimes in the short term, and I'd actually like to see that program between those two continue. But it probably won't. Carmelo Hayes would make a lot of sense, but do you really want to have a champion versus champion match? I don't think so. Who else is there? They teased Apollo Crews, but that's not happening. So I don't know. The only way Mello beats Breaker is if he drops the North American Championship. I don't think they're going to do dual champions again like they did with Keith Lee, because when Keith Lee did it, they went absolutely nowhere with it. I mean, he lost pretty quickly to Karrion Kross. I don't think Miz is going to leave Raw. I think Miz is going to stay on Raw because, you've got Miz and Mrs. on USA Network. They're going to keep him there. Another training session. We'll have to get an update on Tuesday night on Louis' training session. That will be our update. Oh, before we go, I have to remember we have to do this. We need to do let's see. We have to do the Iron Sheik tweet of the day. And let's see. Whatever it is, it's going to be an inappropriate one that I'm probably not going to read. I am going to let you. Well, I could go ahead and read it. I can go ahead and read it. I will abbreviate certain things just because of the language, but it is the Iron Sheik. Gotta love Sheiky. It's time for the Iron Sheik tweet of the day. Baby got broken back by Sheik, beat the F out of Hulk Hogan. A lot is the song of the summer, Bubba. That is your Iron Sheik tweet of the day. Yep. Master of the English language, the Iron Sheik. Gotta love him. Oh, yes, he's always entertaining. Oh, my God. Oh, Lucas, I just saw what you sent over. That is so wrong. I am not showing that on the screen. It's probably very right, but it's so wrong. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm out of here, everybody. Thank you. And Louis just went ahead and liked the Iron Cheeks tweet. Oh, I love that. That is awesome. You guys are great. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for tuning. Wow. 2.5 thousand likes tonight on TikTok. Thank you very much. I will have an update tomorrow night on our little wait a second. What just happened? Lucas, what the heck are you doing? What are you doing, man? All right. I will give you guys an update tomorrow on where we're at with the Cash App and AEW tickets for my friend. We've made a little bit of traction on it today, which is good. Hopefully we can get a little bit further on it. I may do a TikTok tomorrow during the day to talk about it a little bit more, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more traction on it the next couple of days because we're getting close to be able to do something, but still need some more help. If you're on TikTok and you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at the last TikTok that I posted yesterday. It's a little bit of a longer one. It's 2 minutes long, but it's worth the watch. And it explains everything. So that's all I got for tonight, everybody. Have a great night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Holy cow, it's almost 11 o'clock. I didn't want to be on this late, but like I said, I was out earlier with my wife, and then when I finally sat down here, I was getting ready for the main event, and I wanted to watch the main event. It was actually pretty good. So, all right, I'll have more opinions tomorrow night on Raw after I'm able to watch the entire show. So, have a great night. I will talk to you guys on Tuesday if it's already Tuesday, wherever you are. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.